Hey everybody, so today we're going to be looking at the FuriBee F90 Wasp racing drone. This is a sort of like a tiny whoop, but not quite. It's a lot bigger, and it runs on 2S LiPos, and it uses 8.5mm 2S capable brushed motors. So let's get it out of the box and take a look at it. Okay, so here's everything you get in the box. You get your quad itself, you get this USB charger, and it's 5 volt, 1.2 amps, 800 milliamp hour, and it's a, as you can see here, it has a 2-cell balance charger on the end for the 2-cell battery. You get a spare set of yellow and black props, and you get pretty nice instructions here. Let's take a quick look at it. You guys can pause the video if you want to take a quick look. I did take a look at these instructions, and the instructions are actually pretty good for these brushed quad models. I've seen a lot worse out there. Okay, so here is a closer look at the quad itself. As you can see, you got some ducted fans here, and these 3-bladed, I think these are like Hubsan props, and I think they're the same as the ones I used on the QX70, although I cut those down because those ducts were smaller. So this is the full-size prop, plus it's running on 2S, so it should have pretty good power. You have a carbon frame here for the arms, and it looks like these ducts are just used for mounting the motors. They don't feel particularly strong. You can see here they're kind of a little bit flimsy, but as long as they don't touch the props, it should be okay. And looks like it's free flowing on all of these. So I'll have to see if you apply power, if they rub against the ducts here, because if you do that, then the quad will start acting really weird. In flight, you got a 2S battery on the bottom here with a JST connector, and this one has a balance plug. Let's get this out of here. So here we go. Yeah, we got a 7.4 volt 2S 400 milliamp hour battery. And let's get some weight measurements. If I can get that in shot here. Okay, so yeah, just the quad by itself comes in at about 45.9, almost 46 grams. And then the battery comes in at about 22 grams. So yeah, almost 60 grams total, but it is 2S, so the power should be pretty good to keep this in the air. Okay, so here in the back we've got a little antenna. I think that's for the all-in-one FPV camera, and it's supposed to look like a little stinger. It's kind of interesting. I don't see the receiver antennas. I know for a fact that these antennas on the top here are for decoration only. It's only just plastic. You've got a USB port that's accessible here on the side. This plastic canopy that's covering the flight board looks like it's being held in with some screws, and you can see the all-in-one camera there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these screws off and take a look inside what's under the hood. Okay, so once you remove those 5 screws, the canopy comes right off, and it's not too heavy. It's pretty rigid plastic, so it should protect the insides, no problem. Here's the look at the flight board. This comes with a Spectrum receiver. I think it's DSM-2. It might be DSM-X, I'm not 100% sure. My understanding is that the receiver does go into bind mode on every power-up, so you have to rebind. So I'll be testing that out. I'll be using my Tyrannus with my DIY Spectrum module in the back to fly this initially. Now, Gearbest did send me the FlySky FS A8S receiver to test with this particular model, and As you can see, I think they've updated, either Flysky updated or Gearbest has a slightly different variant of this receiver. The one from Banggood comes with heat shrink on. This one has a cardboard little case, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'll, on this little FuriBee, I'm going to fly the Spectrum first, and then I'm going to swap in this receiver, or swap in the FlySky receiver in here, so that I could use my Turnigy Evolution to fly this, which is, I think this is going to be a pretty good flyer, so I'm looking forward to that. You get a little buzzer here, I see that, and all the motors are connected on the board with these JST connectors. They're not directly soldered. Looks like the receiver is soldered there. This board is I think it's an F3 board. I haven't seen this variant anywhere. It's 2S capable, obviously. Yeah, okay, so this all-in-one camera looks pretty interesting. It's made by FX, and I think it's going to be similar to the FX798T, but it's a different model. It says FXT Cam 03 version 1.0, and on the back here you can see you got your channel switching button there, and you got some LEDs back there. I can't quite get the camera to focus on that, but back there it says FX805T, so it looks like this is an updated model of the 798T, so the video quality should be pretty comparable to that, if not better. We'll take a look when we fly it. So we'll go ahead and we'll connect it up to the computer and see how it is set up. Okay, let's take a look at the FuriBee in Betaflight configurator. I believe this comes with Betaflight 3.0.1. Yes, it does. 3.0.1 is already flashed, so there's no flashing required. And the board on there is the SB Racing F3. I already did bind to my Tyrannus with the Spectrum module in the back. When you plug in the power into the FuriBee, it will the receiver will start flashing orange. That means it's in bind mode, and then when you can just bind it in your radio, and it will turn solid when it's bound. So let's take a look at the settings in here. We have serial RX on UART3 for the Spectrum receiver. Let's see here. It looks like it's a serial-based Spectrum satellite right here. Interesting. So it looks like my configurator has updated to 1.8.5, so it looks a little bit different here. Spectrum 1024 is the protocol. Brushed motors. It's got motor stop on. This looks pretty standard here. We have a 2 kHz gyro and 1 kHz PID with accelerometer enabled. We have a black box enabled, but there's no chip, so I'm going to turn that off. And reboot the quad. Let's see what the failsafe set at. Set to drop, and I'll change the guard time from 10 to 5 like I usually do. And see the quad spinning like crazy, so I think my channel map's wrong. I'll come back to the PID tuning tab here in a second. Let's go to receiver, and yeah, it looks like the channel map is incorrect. Let me change this to, let's see what the default is, AETR. That's not correct either. Let's try this again. So we've got, what's going on here? Yaw is on roll. Aux1 is on pitch. So yeah, it looks like my receiver might have been, the binding might have been incorrect. Maybe I don't need DSM-X, or I need DSM-2. Let me change the config here from Spectrum 1024 to 2048. Let's see if that makes any difference. Go back here, and that looks better. Okay, so just to let you know, sometimes when you go here into the configuration, if you're channel mapping changes don't do anything, then for spectrum receivers, sometimes you have to go from 1024 to 2048. I think it's because the receiver bound in DSM-X mode to the module that I have. So looks like the centering is off. You can see here the roll is going in the right direction, pitch is in the right direction, yaw is in the right direction, throttle is not centered as well. So I got to go through and I'll go ahead and I'll center and make sure my endpoints are correct. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, looks like we are all set. Our channels are all centered and we have full range on all the channels. Good. So moving on, go ahead and we'll put in my deadband. I usually put in 5 for each. And it looks like right now it's configured for arming on the stick, on the yaw. Yeah, I'm going to change that because I like arming on my auxiliary channel. So and I'm going to change that angle mode for this is a 3-position switch for auxiliary 1. It'll arm. Let's save this here. It'll arm here on the middle position, and then on the high position it will take angle mode off and go to acro mode. So I'll have both of those available to me if I want to fly both. And that ought to do it. Should be ready to fly.
Okay, so I'm back at home, and I forgot that on every power up you have to rebind to your radio, which is really lame for this receiver. Can't wait to get this Spectrum receiver out of here and put my FlySky in there. But I'm going to do a little line of sight and FPV right now while I still have good weather. Oh, it's pretty nice for 2S. Very stable. I think that's through the Betaflight. And I am in angle mode right now.
Yeah, so this is a pretty fun flyer, the FuriBee. I'm pretty impressed with it. Even though it's only 2 West and it's brushed, it flies pretty well. I'm going to do another video a little bit where I replace the Spectrum receiver in here with a FlySky receiver. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll have some more flight video at that time as well. Maybe do a little more tuning as well in the meantime. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in getting this. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.